Hello everyone, my name is Pink Yulia and welcome to Adventure of a Lifetime. This is a visual novel developed by MoeNovel, available on Steam. It's about trying to find a lost treasure that fell to the bottom of the ocean. Please forgive me if I mispronounce names of people or places. I can tell you right now that is going to happen. So without any further delay, let's just jump right into it. It's true that I grew up in the middle of a totally unremarkable commuter town. Where are you from? When people ask me that, it's the ocean that springs to mind. Even now, I can see that endless blue expanse stretching out as far as the eye can see. My mind is right there in those beautiful, clear waters. I have to say the artwork in this visual novel so far is on point. It's so beautiful. And those bubbles just there, gorgeous. Somewhere near the bottom, even down here, light from the surface still reaches me. The sparkling rays of the sun illuminate the otherworldly scenery, so quiet, so peaceful. And even as fish swim by, it feels like I'm drifting through the sky. But then I start swimming after her. Wait up, Chisa! As I struggle to keep up, Chisa turns to me. Hurry up, or I'll leave you behind, she says while making a teasing gesture. I can't help but wonder how she swims like that. It's like watching a sea creature in the wild. She's so at home in the water. I've never been a great swimmer myself, so I can only try to keep up. So why would I even consider the bottom of the sea as my home, too? I guess that sentence didn't really make sense, but I guess because he's not a good swimmer? To be honest, I don't really get it myself. I guess my memories of the sea are just much more vivid than anything on land. I'll probably never experience anything like it in my life again. There's something my grandpa always used to say. Life is adventure. It was that attitude that suddenly took him away to a tropical island. My grandpa really loved that ocean. As I watched the bubbles float away from me, I noticed the sun's rays filtered down through the water. The ocean floor looks pretty, but that beauty has a cruel edge to it. Humans didn't evolve to survive in that kind of environment. Maybe that's why it's easy to feel lonely when you're at the bottom. Just what would happen if I were left down here all alone? Come on, let's get moving. Lucky for me, I'm not alone. I have a buddy, the girl tugging insistently on my arm. Even years after journeying through that deep blue, I can still remember how her touch always kept me warm, calm. Wow, I can't read. I'm sorry. I warned you all this would happen. That might explain why. Why when I see the ocean, I feel like I've come home. It was that moment just before dawn, where the sky gradually lightens. The ship was cutting through the gentle waves, sailing further into the Pacific. Unable to sleep, I left my second-class cabin and its rock-hard mattress behind to take a walk. Sure is nice and cool this time of day. The smell of salty air brought back all kinds of memories of summers past. But it'd be another 6 hours until the boat arrived at the island. 6 hours wasn't a lot compared to the 4 years I'd been away, but with nothing to do, I was really bored. Feeling restless, I went up on deck. Huh? Someone else is here? I didn't think I'd run into any other passengers at this hour. Well, isn't she pretty? But over by the deck railing was a girl looking out toward the horizon. The sea breeze was blowing her hair around. Her hair was pale blonde, but it looked natural. From what I could see of her face, she didn't look Japanese. She was really pretty. I just said that. A beautiful girl silhouetted against all the colors of the pre-dawn sky. It was like something out of a movie. The only thing that felt out of place were her clothes. Why the school uniform? Those sailor-style uniforms were common in the city, and she looked about my age, so she was probably in high school. Could she be a foreign exchange student? All the way out here? I just couldn't figure it out. The girl finally seemed to notice me. Hello? She ignored me and turned away. Maybe I should just have left her alone. Maybe you can't understand me. Should I try another language? I don't know how to say good morning, though. Why don't you just say good morning? The girl said in flawless Japanese. I may not look it, but I am Japanese, you know. Well, half Japanese. She sounded irritated. It must be annoying when someone assumes you don't speak their language just because of your appearance. I guess it was pretty rude of me. I'm sorry. It's fine. She went back to gazing out across the water, her expression still a little sad. Ogasawara Islands. World Heritage Site islands in the Pacific Ocean, 1,000 kilometers southeast of Tokyo. In over 330 islands, I don't know why I was saying 300 islands there. Only Chichijima and Hahajima are populated, with Chichijima being the transport link between the mainland and Ogasawara. Wildlife has evolved to be unique, but many creatures are endangered due to the land development. The seasons vary little, with almost no change between summer and winter. I like how they have little information points. I don't know how accurate this is, but it's still pretty cool. Also, I mentioned before, I'm so sorry if I am butchering these words. The boat we were on was a ferry service. It was taking us to the Ogasawara Islands from Tokyo, but it would take 24 hours. The passengers were mostly tourists, people traveling for pleasure. I guess that included me, too. But this girl was different. She didn't look like she was here for fun. What brings you to Ogasawara? Guess she didn't want to talk. But I'm nothing if not persistent. I'm going there to visit my grandma. It's been 4 years since I saw her last. Still no response. So, you ever been diving? Scuba, I mean? You know, with the tanks and stuff? You should give it a try. There are places around here you can go, even if you're not licensed. The atmosphere just seemed to get more awkward the more I spoke. Just as I was starting to regret saying anything in the first place, I finally got a response. I hate the ocean. Then why come here? I blurted out without thinking. If you didn't like the ocean, then Ogasawara was not the place for you. The blonde girl fell silent again, deep in thought. As if on cue, a sudden noise rang out, snapping her out of her reverie. The girl took her ringing smartphone out of her pocket and glared at the screen. Ugh! Why don't you just leave me alone already? With one last disgusted look at the device that dared to disrupt her quiet thoughts, she raised her hand above her head, then swung her arm forward. And there goes the phone into the ocean. Bet. Hey! And her phone flew from her hand out into the sea. The piercing ringtone became more and more distant before it vanished completely. What do you think you're doing? It's fine. I don't need it anymore. That's not the point. The ocean's not your trash can. Huh? She probably wasn't expecting me to call her out on littering. Think about the damage to the environment. Oh, I'm sorry. Aw, man, now we're too far away to get it back. I leaned over the handrail as far as I could, but there was no chance of getting the phone back. After an uncomfortable silence, she grumbled a complaint. That's why I hate the ocean anyway. I guess she just needed to let off some steam. You know, ocean is pretty much all there is in Ogasawara. What's she doing on this boat if she doesn't like the sea? A gust of wind blew towards us. Brushing her long blonde hair out of her face, the girl spoke again. There's something I need to get back. Something precious that sank to the ocean years ago. After that, she said no more. She just stared out at the sky as the dawn turned into day. I could tell she wanted to be alone, so I decided to head back to my cabin. Before leaving the deck, I took one last look at this enigmatic girl. A journey to get back something precious lost at sea. It sounded like a silly reason for a trip, but there was something in her expression that told me she was dead serious. Even as I walked back to my cabin, I couldn't wipe that girl's serious face from my mind. Interesting. I like that title transition, that's really nice. You'd think the main character would be, like, you, the person you're playing, would be the one that lost something. So it's interesting that the girl is the one that lost something instead of you. Just take a moment to appreciate the gorgeous artwork that the artist did for this visual novel. Must have taken hours of work. It's beautiful. There's so much detail. Chichijima. Part of the Chichijima archipelago, the second largest island in the Ogasawaras, and along with Anijima and Ototojima make the Chichijima archipelago. Okay. That is like a big, huge word. I'm not even sure I'm saying that correctly. I've never seen that before. Aorojima is the largest, however, it's 300 kilometers away. These deep ocean islands have never been connected to the continents, and as a result have an abundance of unique native species. It was 11:34 a.m. After a quiet voyage, The ferry docked in Futanami Port on Chichijima, the transport hub of Ogasawara. Alright, finally here. I stepped off the boat, glad to have my feet on solid ground again. Futami Port, a westward port located in the north of Chichijima that connects Ogasawara and the mainland. It also serves as shelter from storms for nearby ships. It only sees one liner a week, 2 in busy seasons. The port was packed with tourists just arriving and locals coming to welcome them. I glanced over the crowd of people standing with what looked like hotel signs in their hands. Someone was supposed to be meeting me here. A no-show, huh? Oh well. It's not like this is my first time here. I already knew where to go. As I was walking down a familiar road, the crowd of people came forward to question the ferry's passengers. From what I could make out, they were looking for someone, and not just to take them to their hotel. I wonder what's going on. It was none of my business, really, or so I thought. Oh, it's the girl from the boat. That's when I caught sight of a girl hiding in the shadows, doing her best to sneak away unnoticed. Hey, aren't you... It was the girl in the sailor uniform I'd seen on deck early this morning. Shh! Hey, you there! Ah! One older man fought through the crowd and made his way towards us. The blonde girl behind me flinched reflexively. Aren't you Machiko's grandson, Hiro? Huh? Oh, yes. Hi, how are you? I used to see this guy around all the time back when I visited the islands more often. I thought that was you. Gosh, you've grown. It's good to see you again. What's going on here? We've been asked to find a missing person. Don't suppose you've seen a young girl with blonde hair around, have you? Well... She's actually right behind me. But I couldn't bring myself to rat her out. At this rate, they'd find her soon anyway. Who's that you've got with you, Hiro? And just like that, she was caught. Oh, her? This is, you see... What's the matter, big brother? Huh? I said, is something wrong, big brother? Oh, right, of course. This is my younger sister. Sure is nice weather today, huh? Sure is, big bro. Our eyes and hair were completely different colors. We didn't look the least bit alike. Oh, I never knew you had a sister. Yeah, well, this is the first time I've brought her to Ogasawara. She was looking forward to summer vacation so much, she even dyed her hair. Such a brat, haha. The man's eyes were boring into me now. Well, we'd better get going. Lots to do today. Come on, sis. Right, bro. I grabbed her hand and led her away as fast as I could without looking suspicious. Okay, I loved the chibi art style. That was so frickin' adorable. And I think that's all the time I have for this episode, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!